Since its release in 1987, Full Metal Jacket has remained a topic of discussion among film lovers. The film is notably divided into two parts, the first being at boot camp and the second in Vietnam. But what's most interesting about this Kubrick masterpiece is that it's not a Vietnam War film. Actually, it isn't a war film at all.
The dead know only one thing. It is better to be alive.
The war could be substituted with pretty much anything else and the ideas would continue to be relevant. The movie is essentially an exposition of the loss of individuality and dehumanization that catapults the troops into becoming killing machines.
I love the Marine Corps!
So, it makes sense that Kubrick used the US Marine Corps' involvement in Vietnam to teach us that in such situations, the individual doesn't matter. The individual becomes a cog in a machine, only a part of a system. The melody of Hello Vietnam played during the opening scene subtly introduces us to the death of individuality that will define the soldier's journey throughout the rest of the film. This is the best introduction we are given. Actually, we get nothing from these people. No name, no age, nothing.
Hey, you maggots understand that.
The only sense of individuality they're given are the nicknames Drill Instructor Hartman gives them.
The fucking comedian, Private Joker.
Arlie Ermey's monologues have the intention to dehumanize the young recruits in every way possible so they won't hesitate to kill when the time comes.
Drop your cocks and grab your socks.
By far, the brutal drill instructor is the most entertaining character in the film, and his absence in the second half is one of the main reasons why people like the first half more. It usually takes multiple viewings of Full Metal Jacket to properly grasp the significance of the second half.
Right.
As a first-time viewer, it may seem that during the second half of the movie, it simply falls apart. While comedic at first, the drill instructor's abuse and humiliation eventually get to a point of questioning one's self-dignity and self-worth.
Don't fuck with me.
The first half of the film is relatively easy to identify with, since pretty much anyone can sympathize with the intense abuse and targeting that Pyle suffers. Hartman wants to make his recruits like him, hard and cold.
If you survive recruit training, you will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on Earth. You are not even human fucking beings.
Leonard, aka Gomer Pyle, is the worst recruit of the bunch. He struggles to make it through the system. After weeks of abuse from Hartman and his fellow privates, he does become the DI's perfect killing machine, completely dehumanized. Unexpectedly, it's Leonard that becomes better programmed to kill the enemy, even more so than Joker, Cowboy, or anyone else. Ironically, the drill instructor becomes a victim of his greatest success. The audience's attention is focused on the relationship between Hartman and Pyle. However, to fully understand Pyle's actions by the end of the Paris Island act, we have to pay attention to Joker. It becomes clear that he's the only character who keeps a small measure of individuality. There's a sarcastic, intelligent cynicism about him that distances him from becoming the ultimate Marine as Hartman wants him to become.
Is you, John Wayne? Is this me?
Here, he's poking fun at the archetype of the American soldier and the cliched conduct of the dominant male. Joker is attacked by Hartman during a scene in which he says he doesn't believe in the Virgin Mary.
Sir, the private believes that any answer he gives will be wrong, and the senior drill instructor will beat him harder if he reverses himself, sir!
As a reaction to this, Hartman makes Joker squad leader, which is perhaps a crucial flaw made by the drill instructor. Instead of getting rid of Joker's individuality, he allows him to maintain it, and this begins to influence Pyle.
Nobody hates you, Leonard. You just keep making mistakes.
Hartman's ultimate mission is to destroy Pyle's individuality so he can become just another cog in the system. But something goes wrong in his transformation. Pyle is well on track to becoming the ultimate Marine, Animal Mother.
Better you than me.
Both characters are even alike in some ways. They both have similar black hair, the false grin, and their eyes are constantly half open. Animal Mother's helmet even has the quote, "I am become death" written on it. He's the ideal Marine Hartman tried to make out of Pyle.
Get your ass up there!
Pyle definitely got close though, becoming precise and meticulous. He could quickly dismantle and reassemble his M14 and becomes a skillful shooter, even receiving praise from Hartman himself.
Outstanding, Private Pyle. I think we finally found something that you do well.
However, Pyle was shaped by not one, but two characters, Hartman and Joker. Joker mentors Pyle through all of his daily activities, but unlike Hartman, he uses his intellect and charismatic personality to help him. By the end of the first act, Pyle's new mentality has been mixed with Joker's humanity and Hartman's ideals. He's stuck with a duality that can only be explained through a close look at Joker in the second act of the film. Joker suffers from
The Jungian thing, sir.
He maintains his individuality, but also has the killer instincts Hartman instilled in him. In Vietnam, he wears a peace symbol, but at the same time has "Born to Kill" written on his helmet. This duality impacts Pyle at the end of the first act in the sense that, like Joker, acts as an individual with a small amount of humanity left in him. Unfortunately, the only act of humanity known to him is the only one not frowned upon by Hartman: killing. The Vietnam act exposes Joker's duality, which is what makes it interesting and worth watching. When he attempts to kill the sniper, he fails as Hartman warned him during basic training.
If your killer instincts are not clean and strong, you will hesitate at the moment of truth. You will not kill.
One of the soldiers saves him from assured death, and as the Marines circle around the sniper, what's just gone down hits Joker. He must now shoot a woman and a child, something that repulsed him earlier in the film.
How can you shoot women and children?
Like Pyle, Joker destroys a part of his humanity by shooting the sniper. As Joker looks up and the other soldiers congratulate him, he realizes that he just lost an innocence, a part of himself that he will never retrieve. From the opening scene to now, we experience Joker's transformation from a sarcastic comedian
Does this mean that Anne Margaret's not coming?
to the killer Hartman wanted him to become,
Fucking hardcore.
reborn to kill. Perhaps the biggest irony in the entire film comes in the end with the soldiers, programmed to kill, singing a song about a children's cartoon. All innocence is now lost.